Good morning to everyone. My name is Moshe Yustman, and I head the Civil Society Division at the Leer Jerusalem Institute. And it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you here today to a 3-day seminar on promoting reading with preschool children from disadvantaged communities. For those of you here for the first time, I'll say a few words about the Leer Jerusalem Institute, which is something of a unique institution in Israel. It's an independent research institute established over 50 years ago by the Leer family, which continues to support our work through the foundation it established for this purpose. We're committed to academic excellence, to social equity, and to peace and understanding among people. The Institute is organized in 4 divisions: Advanced Studies, Jewish Culture, Friends and Neighbors in the Mediterranean, and Civil Society in Israel, of which this conference is part. Among the different topics addressed by Civil Society Division, education plays a leading role. Leer has a long-standing commitment to research and education, research and intervention, with a special focus on furthering social equity and a better understanding among the different communities that make up Israeli society. Other initiatives in the education program are a civics textbook for middle school, which we hope will soon be approved by the Ministry of Education. Soon, being a loose word. It's a program on assessment for learning, which deals with standardized testing, a big issue here in Israel. We're looking at the question about how do we, it's the parallel of No Child Left Behind in the US, and we're looking at the question of how do you, on the one hand, maintain this focus on No Child Left Behind, and at the same time keeping learning a significant educational experience. And we have another project on differential budgeting to compensate for socioeconomic deprivation, another issue that the Ministry and the Ministry of Finance, together with a group here, are looking at. But today's conference is an outgrowth of a very successful intervention, now in its 2nd year, aimed at promoting reading with preschool children in the Arab city of el-Fahim. The program is a collaboration between Leer, led here by Ms. Haifa Sabag, who I'm sure all of you know, with the Bidayat Center at El-Qasimi College, led by Professor Margalit Ziv, and the Education Department in the el-Fahim municipality, led by Dr. Mahmoud Zoadi. It is funded by the Bernard Van Leer Foundation and the Bosch Foundation, and it's a opportunity for me now to recognize and express our deep appreciation for the help they've given us over the years for the project and for this conference as well, and we value greatly our cooperation with them. The idea behind this initiative is that children from socially disadvantaged backgrounds are not exposed to language in their early years in the same way as children of better educated parents. And this puts them at a disadvantage from their first day at school. The el-Fahim initiative, of which I'm sure you'll hear much more about in the days ahead, it not only addresses the children's need for greater exposure to language in the early years, but it also helps parents become more active partners in their children's education. And it is also developed as a initiative that mobilizes whole neighborhoods within the el-Fahim to participate together and work together towards a common goal that they all value. This conference examines these ideas in a broader Israeli and international context. There are many people to thank for putting together a conference like this. First, I'd like to thank the academic committee which comprises 3 people. First, Professor Dorit Aram of Tel Aviv University, head of the counseling program at the Department of Social Counseling and Special Education in Tel Aviv University School of Education. Her research focuses on adult-child literacy interactions and their implications for early literacy and socio-emotional development in Hebrew and Arab communities. She's a renowned scholar in her field whose research and interventions are widely known, and we deeply appreciate the time and effort she's put into putting together this really impressive academic program. Professor Margalit Ziv is head of the Teaching and Learning Graduate Program at El Qasimi Academic College of Education and founder and director of the Bidayat Early Childhood Centers and Programs in Israeli Palestinian Society. She's a leading expert on early childhood education in Israeli Palestinian Society and a long-term collaborator with us on the program, on the El-Fahim project and in this conference, and I hope in many projects in the future. And third, and certainly last but certainly not least, our own Haifa Sabag, who has worked relentlessly for the success of this project and the conference. She combines really a deep understanding both of the specifics of the project in El-Fahim and also its wider international significance. And she's worked all these years, I think, to broaden our horizons, together with the Anna Lindh Foundation and many other people she collaborates with across the world, and many of whom are here today. I think this embodies the Van Leer commitment to, on the one hand, both effective social intervention and at the same time maintaining the importance of a deeper understanding, deeper academic understanding of the principles that make these things successful. In addition to her leading this project here at Van Leer, she's also a leading researcher in our education in general, and she's the co-author of our civics textbook, which I think will make a big difference in civics education in Israel when it's adopted, hopefully next year. I'd also like to recognize and thank the many guests who've come here from abroad. Professor Susan Neumann from New York University, Professor David Dickinson from Vanderbilt University, Professor William Thiel from the University of Illinois in Chicago, Professor Adriana Bus from Leiden University, Professor Nectarios Delakis from the University of Patros and OMEP. We appreciate you coming here. We don't take it for granted because I think well, you've all followed the news in the last few months, and so we appreciate you coming here, and we look forward to a fruitful and stimulating discussions in the days ahead. Finally, I'd like to thank the many people who've worked on organizing the conference, making this actually happen. Madi Nachmias, Hanan Saadi, Shulamit Laron, Limor Sagi, Tal Kochavi, and the multimedia group Neri and Nisim, who are really the organizational foundation, the infrastructure that makes these things so easy to put together here at Van Leer, and hopefully to work so seamlessly as they have up to now. So thanks to all of you, and I wish all of us an interesting and stimulating conference in the days ahead. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello and welcome. Shalom וברוכים הבאים. Marhaba, ahlan wa sahlan. Thank you, Moshe, for your visionary and warm opening words. It is with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome you all to our seminar on promoting book reading with preschool children from disadvantaged communities. It is wonderful to see here our distinguished international guests, as well as Israeli academics, educational professionals, and social activists. I believe that we all share an interest in the seminar's topic, as well as sincere caring for children from diverse communities. I think we all know from our personal experiences that reading books can be both an enjoyable and a transformative experience. Unfortunately, however, many children around the world, as well as in Israel, lack sufficient experiences of book reading with adults at an early age, and this may affect their lifelong development and well-being. We hope that this seminar will assist us in determining and implementing approaches and methods for changing this state of affairs to one where all children will have opportunities to enjoy and be transformed by the written word. The seminar is part, as Moshe mentioned, of a multiple-year program, Al-Fahim Reads, which is in its third year right now, supported by the Bernard von Leer and Bosch Foundations and the Israeli Ministry of Education. The program aims at deepening the culture of book reading with young children in Al-Fahim and creating a model that can be disseminated and applied elsewhere. The program is conducted in collaboration of Al-Fahim City, led by Dr. Mahmoud Zuhudi, Van Leer Jerusalem Institute, and Bidayat, Early Childhood Centers and Programs. We are very happy and proud about the successful partnership and its accomplishments in engaging the community in multiple book reading projects. We also regard it as an opportunity and model for peace building among Israeli Jewish and Israeli Palestinian educational professionals for the benefit of our children. The seminar is also an outcome of a fruitful collaboration. Of the many people who made this seminar possible, I want to especially thank two. First, I would like to acknowledge and thank Professor Dorit Aram from Tel Aviv University, an international expert in the field of book reading with children, as well as a person with great love for children and their families. Dorit has been instrumental in creating the seminar's rich and intriguing program and has been successful in interesting our eminent guests from abroad in this important seminar. In addition, without Mrs. Haifa Sebag, this seminar would never have happened. Haifa is a strong believer in the power of collaborations and civil society in leading changes and bettering people's lives. She is also deeply interested and concerned about book reading habits within the Israeli-Palestinian society. It was only natural that Haifa, closely assisted by Mrs. Medi Nachmias and Van Leer Jerusalem Institute's professional and devoted staff, would assume major initiative and responsibility for planning and hosting this seminar. It undoubtedly reflects their vision and ongoing academic and civil commitment. Indeed, this seminar is unique in bringing together policymakers, governmental representatives, academics, foundation representatives, educational professionals, and social activists to share and discuss ideas, research, and practical experience concerning book reading with children in disadvantaged communities. Our main goal is to deepen our integrative understanding of the challenges, questions, and difficulties related to instilling love of books and book reading habits in children and families from different backgrounds, as well as of ways for addressing these challenges and leading the desired change. We hope to keep this goal in mind during all the seminar sessions, and we look forward to having stimulating conversations and discussions. We believe that the 3 days together here in Jerusalem will benefit children in Israel and around the world.